Hey, what's up? It's Nathan here with thebtccourse.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to buy and sell Bitcoin privately without any KYC or know your customer using Bisq Network. And we can see right here, buy and sell Bitcoin for fiat or other cryptocurrencies privately and securely using Bisq peer-to-peer network and open source desktop software. No registration required. Now, there are many reasons why you might want to go down the non-KYC rabbit hole, but I'm going to leave it at that. And you can do the research to see if it's something that applies to you. So anyway, here we are at Bisq.network. So that is the link, and I'll include it in the description down below. And you're going to want to go ahead and download the appropriate version of the software. So I'm running Windows, so I'll go ahead and click on download for Windows. And I can just save it to my computer, and we'll go ahead and install it. So I'm just going to go through this setup wizard, and it should be pretty self-explanatory. Alrighty, so we have the user agreement, and you can go ahead and read that. I'll go ahead and click on I agree. Now, it does take a little while to connect and sync to the Bisq network because it is decentralized and it does run through Tor for maximum privacy. So it takes a little while to sync the blockchain. Plus, you have to sync the Bisq DAO, or Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And that's the company that keeps the order book records and also maintains the software that we're going to be using. So I'm going to go ahead and let this sync up. Alrighty, we are all synced up. Now, before we buy some Bitcoin and sell some Bitcoin, let's go ahead and take a look at some settings and account options. So that way we're fully configured before we go and do our transactions. So come up to settings real quick. And these are several settings that you may want to adjust that impact the program here. So for example, if you want to change the language or the Bitcoin Explorer, or maybe you want to go ahead and turn on dark mode, you can do that within the settings options. Also, there's currencies in the market price feed list. So you could go ahead and remove or add different currencies depending on what you want to see. Now, also when you're placing your orders, you could go ahead and filter for currency. So even if you have them under the settings here, you could filter them out when you're actually going to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin. So it doesn't really matter if you delete them or not because you can just adjust the filters later. And same concept with the altcoins over here. You can just adjust the filters for your orders later and you won't see any of these options here. So it's not a big deal if you change these or not. But if you want to remove them permanently, you could do that as well. All right, the main thing we need to go ahead and do is come into account because there's several things we need to set up before we could buy and sell Bitcoin. All right, so the first thing we need to go ahead and do is set up our national currency accounts. So these are the accounts that we're going to be using to buy the Bitcoin with or to sell the Bitcoin through, like how we want to receive payment. So if we come to add new account, and then we can select a payment method. So there's a bunch of different options in here on how you could send and receive cash, essentially. So we can do ACH, there's Amazon e-gift card, there's, a bunch of different options in here. Cell pay for Celsius, so that's kind of funny. Scrolling down, there's a bunch. Revolut, I know, is popular. There's Strike, which is what I'm going to go ahead and set up. U.S. Postal Money Order, and WeChat, and Western Union, and Zelle, which I know is also popular. And so what you want to do right now is go through all of the options that you're willing to use. It just gives you more opportunity to buy and sell Bitcoin. So if you have a bunch of different options in here, go ahead and, set them up. So I'm doing Strike right now, so I understand. And basically I need to just enter my Strike username. And then I leave all this to default settings and hit save new account. And I understand. And let's not show that again. And let me add Amazon e-gift card because I could do that pretty easily because I'm an Amazon member. And so there we go. I have a couple currency accounts configured so I could buy and sell Bitcoin now. Moving over, there's altcoin accounts. So if you're willing to buy or sell Bitcoin for altcoins, you could go ahead and do that. I know Monero is a very popular altcoin on Bisq. So if you're familiar with how to buy Monero, you could go ahead and use that as an option as well. But they also support ETH and stuff like that too. So you could throw those in there as well. Notifications. So you could go ahead and download the mobile app, which could be convenient, especially if you're not sitting at your computer. And so this brings up a topic I need to address. So if you have an order outstanding, like you're trying to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin, well, Bisq needs to be up and running in order for that order to go through. If Bisq isn't up and running, well then that order is not going to happen. And so if you download the mobile app, it'll send you a notification that, hey, there's an order ready, go ahead and accept it. So then you could, run up to your computer real quick and go ahead and accept the order. And so this might be something you want to set up, especially if you are putting orders on the marketplace. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that real quick, the notifications section. Now we're going to skip over wallet password real quick and come straight to wallet seed. And okay, I understand. Yes, don't ask me again. Okay, so here is our seed phrase. So this is something that we want to go ahead and write down, because just like any other seed phrase when you're dealing with Bitcoin, this is how you can access your Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain. It produces your private keys, which are used to sign transactions, so that way you can send your Bitcoin. And of course, it's important to keep this information private and safe and secure and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my 12 words real quick. And also you want to add the wallet date, because you'll need that in case you want to restore your information into Bisq. So you see restore wallets from seed words. They ask for the seed words and the wallet date. So you need both of those pieces of information. So I'm going to write it down real quick. Alright, so my words are now written down. Let's move over to the next area. So wallet info here. So here we can get our XPubs if we want to. So we could go ahead and connect like Blue Wallet or Sparrow Wallet if we wanted to. And then we could go ahead and basically watch the transactions going in and out of our Bisq wallet. We wouldn't be able to send any Bitcoin from Blue Wallet or Sparrow Wallet, but we'd be able to see transactions coming in. So that could be a useful way to get notified if you have Bitcoin en route, or maybe if you have Bitcoin going out of your wallet as well. So the XPub information is right here. You could also see your wallet balances, which are 0 right now, and then the HD keychain path information is right here. And the next tab is backup right here. So let's go ahead and select a backup location. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button. And I'm going to go ahead and navigate to a folder where I want to save my backup of my Bisq wallet information. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on backup now. And backup is not encrypted, so that's something to note, but we'll go ahead and back up real quick. All right, now let's come back to wallet password. Oh, there, completed. Okay, cool. So come back to wallet password now. And so this wallet password is what will actually encrypt your Bisq backup file. So let's go ahead and set a password so that way our wallet password, our wallet file is encrypted in case somebody, hacks into our computer and gets to our Bisq file. We want to keep stuff as safe and secure as possible. So I'll go ahead and set password. Set password, I already made a backup. Yep. All right, wallet successfully encrypted and password protection enabled. Okay, so now I have an encrypted Bisq wallet file, so that is good. And that is pretty much it for the account settings and the settings. Also over here on this DAO tab, so if you're having an issue where stuff isn't loading or it's taking forever to sync for some reason, if you come here and you should see under the status here, it should say something like, you click here to restart or something like that. Like you're out of sync with the Bisq network and you need to go ahead and restart, syncing. But as you can see, my node is in consensus with the seed nodes. Some of your peers are not in consensus. So anyway, I'm good to go. And there's some other information about the DAO if you're interested in that. But I'm more interested in buying and selling Bitcoin. So I'm going to go ahead and click on buy. And so here's a list of people looking to sell their Bitcoin. And as you can see right here, here's the filters that I was trying to explain earlier under settings. So you could go ahead and, delete the currencies from the filters or just filter for, the currency that pertains to you. So pretty simple stuff. Choose payment method. So you could go ahead and show all, or go ahead and do offers matching my accounts. So here we go. So now I can see, there's a bunch of Strike or people offering to sell their Bitcoin, and I send them money over Strike. So I could go ahead and browse these orders and see if anything fits what I'm looking for. And so let's take a minute to kind of observe what that means. So here's the price in USD for 1 Bitcoin. So you can see that there's a markup on the Bitcoin price of, it looks like people are charging between 3.5% to 12% markup on the Bitcoin price. And again, it's non-KYC, so you're going to pay a little bit of a premium on this Bitcoin. Otherwise, people probably wouldn't sell it to you. So expect to pay a premium. And then we got the min and max that's available for sale, which equals the US dollar min and max that's available for sale. Payment method, they're all Strike because of my filtering options. And so deposit Bitcoin. So this is the amount of Bitcoin that we need to go ahead and deposit. So that shows that we're serious about making this trade. Like we actually have the Bitcoin or collateral and we're interested. So that way it stops spammers from basically coming in here and just spamming a bunch of stuff, because you actually have to post actual Bitcoin in order to perform an order. Account info, so how long this account's been active. So, usually the longer, the more experience they have and all that stuff. So it could be kind of helpful to help you go through your first trade. Then there's the buy button here, and then we have the seller information as well. So you could go ahead and view a little bit of information about the individual and or set a tag for that peer, like a good person to buy Bitcoin from or something like that. So you could organize your sellers, and then also you could go ahead and create a new offer to buy Bitcoin. So if you don't see what you're looking for right here, you could go ahead and create a new offer, and we'll explore that later on, but I just wanted to give you a full overview of this page that we're looking at. So let's say that we found this order right here and we're like, yeah, that fits what we want to go ahead and do. I want to go ahead and click on buy. And okay, please send payment only to the Bitcoin seller Strike username as provided in Bisq. The maximum trade size is 1,000 per payment. If you trade over the above limits, your trade might be canceled and there could be a penalty. Okay, sounds good. All right, so we can see that it loaded in my Strike account and my currency, so amount that I want to go ahead and buy. And this seller did not offer a range, so I have to do the default right here, which is this amount of Bitcoin for $140, and then the percent above market price. And then I can go ahead and select the fee currency, so I can do it in Bitcoin or Bisq. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a savings if you went with Bisq. It's about half the price of Bitcoin, but this fee goes back to the Bisq team, so that way they can continue production on the software, run the servers, all that type of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pay the fee with Bisq, and we'll do next step, and I understand, and close. And here's my order details again. And basically what I need to do is provide this amount of funds, so it's 0.0015 Bitcoin for a security deposit, a 1% trade fee, and a 1.4% mining fee. So I need to send that much Bitcoin to this address right here. And it gives me a couple options. So I could transfer funds from my Bisq wallet. So if I already have some Bitcoin loaded in my Bisq wallet, I can just click that. Or I could go ahead and open your external wallet for funding. Or maybe I have my wallet on my mobile device and I could just go ahead and scan the QR code and send the amount of Bitcoin that they need. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and use my mobile wallet and send some Bitcoin to it. And so I've done that, and now I just need to wait for it to confirm on the blockchain, so I'll be back once that happens. Alrighty, so that transaction went through, and you can see that my trade wallet balance is now 0.00164087, which is what we have right here. So now I'm going to go ahead and do review, take offer to buy Bitcoin. So here's all the details right here. So the amount of Bitcoin I'm going to receive, the amount I'm going to spend, payment method, and then I get the offer ID, maker's onion address, and so on. So all this information, I'm going to go ahead and confirm, take offer to buy Bitcoin. And it says now you have successfully taken an offer. You can see the status of your trade at the portfolio open trade. So let's go to that tab real quick. And so here we are. And we can see the trade process. So right now I'm waiting for the blockchain confirmation, and then I'll go ahead and send my payment and wait till payment has arrived, and then I'll receive the Bitcoin once it's been completed. And also you could go ahead and open a trader chat. So here I would be chatting with the person that is actually selling the Bitcoin. So this individual right here, I could go ahead and talk to them and be like, hey, sorry, I'm working on it. I'm having some issues loading funds into Strike or whatever it might be. But you don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to, and I don't really want to, but that option is there should you need to do some communication. And I'm going to go ahead and click on my deposit transaction ID real quick and take a look at it, see where we are in the process. So here I am in the second block, so hopefully it'll confirm pretty soon. It's been 35 minutes since the last confirmation, so it's usually every 10 minutes or so, so hopefully, pretty soon. So I'll check back once my transaction is confirmed. Alrighty, so we've had at least one confirmation, and now I have this message right here that I need to do a trade with this username that I've blurred out for privacy reasons. But please pay 140 USD via the specified payment method to the BTC seller. You'll find the seller's account details on the next screen. Okay, and then it says don't do certain things, yada yada. Read that if you're doing a trade. Alright, so here I go. I'm going to go ahead and send $140 to this username right here using Strike. So let me load up my Strike app. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on pay right here. And then send via a username right there. And then I type out their username. And I need to pay $140. And next. And confirm. And check. Alright, now back over to Bisq. And I can see right here that I have the option for payment started. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that option. And yes, I have started the payment. And now I need to wait for that individual to confirm that they received the payment, and then the Bitcoin should be headed over to my Bisq wallet. So I'll be back when all that happens. Alrighty, so my order has completed, as I can tell right here. It says completed, and here's a summary of my completed trade. So I should have 0.005 Bitcoin somewhere in my Bisq wallet. So if I come over to funds here, I should see my Bitcoin. So there's a couple different options. So receive funds, send funds. And so here under send funds, you can see that I have my 0.005 Bitcoin plus the reserve or collateral that I had to lock up in order to do the trade. So that's 0.0015 Bitcoin in order to, do the trade that I paid earlier, and I locked it up, and you see that you get that back, right? Less any fees or anything like that. So it was 0.015 Bitcoin. And then I could go ahead and, I could take this Bitcoin and I could go ahead and withdraw it. And so I plug in my withdrawal address right here. So maybe I'm sending it to a multi-sig wallet or something like that. And then I could write a memo, and then I'd go ahead and withdraw my non-KYC Bitcoin and get it locked up in a nice hardware wallet instead of sitting here on Bisq. But I'm going to go ahead and sell this Bitcoin that I just bought, which of course is counterproductive, but I want to show you how to actually sell Bitcoin using Bisq as well. So we're going to go through that process now. And obviously it's a similar tab to the buy tab that we were just on. However, this time this is people looking to buy Bitcoin from us. And you might notice the percents right here, they're kind of the opposite on the sell side. So if you hover over this little graph, it says you will get 7% more than the current market price. So instead of, on the buy side, you see the positives, and that means you're going to be paying 3.99% more, whereas on the sell side, you see a negative, which means you're going to be earning like 7% more or 2.1% more, and so on. So that's just something to note. And if you get confused, hover over this little graph and I'll explain to you what you're doing. So anyway, I'm going to take this offer up because why not earn an extra 7%? And there's the limits and everything else similar to what's on the buy tab. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on sell here. And the amount of Bitcoin I want to sell, and the price, and $98, and all this stuff looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and click on next step here, and I understand, and close. And similar to when I was buying Bitcoin, I have to go ahead and provide some collateral here. So I need to provide a security deposit, a trade fee, and a mining fee. So I'm going to go ahead and just scan this QR code and pay what I owe. Additionally, if you have funds in your Bisq wallet, you could go ahead and click that, or open your external wallet for funding, which is the same as this QR code. It's just this would open an app on your computer if you have one, but I'll be using my mobile device to go ahead and pay this invoice. So I'm going to go ahead and just pay that real quick. And there we go. Your trading wallet is sufficiently funded. Okay, so that's good. And then I'm going to go ahead and review, take offer to sell Bitcoin. And so I see all this information, confirm, take offer, and I want to sell Bitcoin. And now I can go over to my portfolio / open trades page. And so here we go. And now, similar to when I was buying, I have to go ahead and wait for the blockchain confirmation, and then wait until the payment has started, and then confirm that I've received the payment, and then it'll be complete. So I'll come back as those steps happen. Alrighty, so I received a notification from Bisq, and it says that the buyer sent you an Amazon e-gift card by email or by text message to your mobile phone. Please redeem now the Amazon e-gift card to your Amazon account, and once accepted, confirm the payment receipt. So here's the email. So they sent me an email with these 4 different amounts and the codes so that I can redeem them. So now what I want to do is go to Amazon and make sure that these codes actually work and they're for the values that they say they are before I go ahead and I confirm receipt of payment. So once I confirm that I do have $98 worth of Amazon gift cards, I'll go ahead and confirm payment. So let me go to Amazon real quick and make sure that I got the right amount. And so I went through and redeemed all 4, and you can see I have $98 of new gift card balance. So let me come back over to Bisq real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and confirm payment receipt. And yes, I have received the payment. And so it's going to send confirmation, and then it should automatically send my Bitcoin over to that individual. And you can see a summary of my completed trade. So I've sold 0.0034 Bitcoin for $98, and then I received this security deposit back, 0.0017, which we'll check on just a second. Here's my fee that I had to pay, and then my total mining fees that went to the miners on, the blockchain. So let me go into funds real quick, and let's see what I have. So I have send funds here. So here's that 0.0017 that I received back from that particular transaction. So there it is, and I could go ahead and withdraw it to a hardware wallet if I want to, or leave it here in Bisq if I want to do that. And so that's how to take offers that are already on Bisq. Now let's say that there's an offer out there that doesn't quite meet your requirements. Well, you can go ahead and create an offer in that case. So we'll talk about that real quick. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you can either buy or sell, so you can create an offer for either one of those and just create a new offer to sell Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin. So we'll just click on one of them and we'll go through it real quick. So I can confirm. All right, so I could go ahead and choose my trading account. So if I wanted to do Strike or Amazon e-gift card, or again, if you went over to accounts, you could go ahead and connect other, fiat payment methods as well. So you could go in there and set those up. So amount of Bitcoin you want to sell. So let's go with 0.001 and then price above the market price. So let's say that I want to earn 4% on my sell right here. All right, and that's $28. So let me come over one more decimal place right there. So let's say $285 is what I'm looking to sell. Now you notice on some of those buy or sell offers, there's a range that you could select. So if you want to create a range, you would come down here to minimum amount of Bitcoin. So maybe I want to do 0.005 or something like that. So I want to sell between 0.005 Bitcoin and 0.01 Bitcoin, and I want a 4% markup. And so this is the amount I would receive. Now we could also deactivate the offer if a market price is below whatever. So if you want to automatically, turn off your offer, you could go ahead and set that up based off of the market price. And then set both traders' security deposit. So usually the higher the security deposit, the more likely the trade's going to go through. And you could set it to 0, I think. And then anybody could go ahead and take you up on this offer, and they might waste your time because they don't actually have the money that they're trying to use. So to get rid of like scammers or spam, probably 25% is about as low as I would go, but whatever you're comfortable doing. And maybe if you're doing, $1,000 worth, you might change the security deposit amount to, maybe 15% or something like that. So it just really depends. And then select currency. So I'm sticking with Bitcoin, but if you have the BSQ token, you could do that as well. And then you would go ahead and do next step. And I understand. And now we have to fund our offer. So you need to deposit 0.012585 Bitcoin, which is about $344.55 to make this offer. Those funds are reserved in your local wallet and will get locked into the multi-sig deposit address when someone takes your offer. So there's the trade amount, your security deposit, trading fee, mining fee, and so on. So you gotta, post as collateral the Bitcoin to represent your offer, so that way Bisq knows that you actually have that Bitcoin and you're not just like bluffing, basically. So you're basically posting it to Bisq, and then somebody's gonna come along and buy it, and then it'll automatically transfer over to that individual. So I'll go ahead and click on close, and then I would just go ahead and pay the invoice here. And again, it gives me the breakdown of what I'm paying for and everything like that. So I'd pay that, and then my offer would be live. And then once it's live, you can come over to portfolio here. And so like right here, I have an open offer that I can see right here. And once it's open, I could go ahead and turn it off if I want to, or I could edit it, or I could duplicate it, or I could go ahead and delete it. And as a reminder, I said this earlier in the video, but you need to leave the Bisq app open in order for your offers to be accepted. So you could go ahead and just leave it open. And there's also that mobile app somewhere in here. Yeah, right here, that you might want to go ahead and set up if you're going to go ahead and, set up orders and stuff like that. So that way you're notified when stuff happens. And of course, it's the same setup if you wanted to set up a buy order for Bitcoin as well. You go through like the same steps of creating a new offer to buy. And you can actually see my sell order that is on the buy screen. So again, if I'm selling, then this is for somebody to go ahead and buy. And it shows that they'll pay 3.49% more than the current market price. And finally, I know I've said this before, but again, if you come here to funds and send funds, you could go ahead and select your Bitcoin that is currently stored on Bisq, and you could go ahead and withdraw it to your hardware wallet or some other address if you want to. And that way you keep it safe and secure instead of, locked up on basically a hot wallet, which is Bisq. And that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, I appreciate any sorts of likes, comments, subscribes, anything like that. And or please check out thebtccourse.com. It is a free website with lots of Bitcoin related training, and it's just kind of my passion project to hopefully help out other Bitcoin plebs. And that is it for this video. I hope you have a great rest of the day.